Now we're going to go into the arm lock from the S-mount. So, as I said before, there are certain techniques where there are actually two different versions, but people do a mixture of the both because they didn't learn that there are actually two versions. This is one that's incredibly mixed up. So there's the arm lock, the Gracie arm lock for mount. He bench presses us, we step and we spin, right? And then there's the S-mount. Both solve different problems. Both have different pluses and minuses. And yet I see people do a bastardized version of both, right? So it has the weaknesses of both, but neither are the advantages of both, okay? So why we might do this is often it's done because you're taught to keep your elbows in. So they're not bench pressing us, so we don't do the Gracie arm lock. If you have enough pressure, people will still bench press you. And I can do the S-mount one if they bench press me. The advantage of the Gracie arm lock one is it's much faster. There's fewer steps, right? It's here, step, spin, okay? The disadvantage, of course, is it doesn't have as much control. The S-mount one has more control, but it's you see every step coming, right? So there's no surprise to it. So that's the pluses and minuses you want to think of. So when I'm doing this, because he can see everything coming, I need to be much tighter, and I need to take my time with each control, which is where I see people mess this up. They're very sloppy with their controls. Now, with the Gracie arm lock, we spin and we sit and we fall down and we go to the crossbody arm lock. With this one, we can do that, but I personally don't like to do that. With this one, I don't like to give up the top position. So I'm going to finish still on top rather than sitting to my back or falling to my back for the arm lock. Now, sorry, but the goal is with this one, when I do this, he's going to be uncomfortable every step of the way. I'm going to try to do some discomfort, but I'll try to ease up some of it because the discomfort is what makes this work. So I'm going to go into pretty in-depth here. With both arm locks, the Gracie arm lock and this one of the mistakes people make, bring your head a little bit more this way, is when they do the arm lock, they spin around the shoulder. This does a few things. When I spin around the shoulder, it allows him to pull his elbow back in, the one I'm trying to attack. It also means that I fall away from the person, right? And I lose pressure. So if I do an arm bar, a standard Gracie arm bar, you'll see this. People will spin around the arm. And you see how I fell off of you? And as I do it, you can pull your elbow down. And so that's why you'll see people then try to do this, and they'll teach us, right? Grab the arm. Well, one, I have almost no way to pick up this leg. And two, pull your arm down. I'm not going to be strong enough, right? And even if I keep just one arm on him and I do this, you can pull your arm down. And do you know what I want to do now when I do this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I have to use, when you bench press, right, I have to use my, can you pull your arm down?
No.
Do I fall away from you?
No.
So I'm spinning around the center of your chest, which forces your arm here, which makes it impossible to bend your arm. The only way you can bend your arm is this way, which doesn't help you protect your elbow. Because remember, it's not an arm bar, it's an elbow bar, right? It's an elbow lock. I'm breaking the elbow, right? The moment you get your elbow to your body, I've lost it. So that's what's key about this move, okay? Is I cannot spin or sit around the shoulder. I've got to be sitting on his chest. That's why this is going to be very uncomfortable for him. Okay, so the way I teach people, he's keeping his arms here. My hand goes to his stomach. So even if he's got his hands protecting his neck, my hand goes to his stomach, and I slide my hand under his arm. Now, as long as his elbow is here, I can't get into position. So I'm going to take my forearm, I'm going to lift my elbow and frame his face, because that's going to make him want to pull my arm, which gets the elbow away from the body a little bit. Now I'm simply going to move. I frame. I'm not trying to push his arm. Again, always imagine he's much stronger than you. You're not going to push his arm. I just need to frame until I get my body outside his arm. Then I'm going to use my body to drive his arm up at this 45. Okay? So I come here, I frame. If I frame on his neck, he can hold and keep his elbow very tight. So it's not the neck. I got to come up to the face. Then I go, now, in the beginning, turn this way a little bit. To learn this, You can put your hand here. I want to slide my knee to the top of his head. It's very important that it goes to the top of his head, not his shoulder. His shoulder, I'm still facing this way. I need to face my shoulders and my hips this way. So by going to the top of the head, my hips and everything are facing this way. Turn this way a little bit. This leg is down, foot hooked his hip, knee down. Okay, so that's really important here. Okay, so stay right there. I go here, you frame, I drive here. Now, we're going to learn this in the easy step. If I stay just like this with my hand here, spin your head this way and your hips this way, you're just going back to position. Right? So it's important that I block his head. So as I do this, my hand goes right here. Hand on the mat, here. Now, as you get better with this, I put my hand there first. Okay? Now we're in this position. Okay? So now, once I'm here, my hand comes under the shoulder, and I'm going to lift his shoulder. I'm going to bring my knee up, invert my leg, and come here. And I don't want to have my leg like this. I want to have the inside of my knee as far under his armpit as possible. So when I lift the shoulder, I come here and I S-mount. Now, let's turn this way. This is where the difference in pressure and stability comes in. Most of the people, when they do this, they sit on the shoulder, right? This does two things again. If I'm trying to attack the arm and it's going to allow you to start to pull this arm in, I don't have any pressure. I haven't straightened this arm with my body, and I'm a little off balance. So when I come here, again, I may even lean back a little to lift that shoulder, invert. Then when I come here, look, I come back to where my hips are on top. And I'm very, very tall, and my foot flips out and on my toes. I'm not sitting like this or like this. I curl, and I'm very tall. Now I'm going to collect this arm. Let's switch your arms just to be safe for now. Bring this arm underneath. There we go. I want to not hold like this. I'm going to bring the inside of my elbow, and I'm going to slide up until I catch the thumb. I don't want to be the wrist. I want to be on the thumb. So my hand is here. I slide and I catch. And I hold my shoulder. Now this is important. I'm not hunched. My hunch, he starts to bend his arm. I straighten and I pull. Then I'm going to fall, keeping my back straight until my hand comes to the mat. My weight's still on him. I'm going to bring my leg over and only the heel. So I'm not trying to hook with my knee. Only my heel. I'm going to curl my foot as I extend my hips and look away. Okay?
I'm good, yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, let's do this one more time.
No, it's okay. That's good.
All right. Let's go this way first for a second. Mm-hmm. So they see the leg work on this side. Okay. When I do an arm lock from the mount, most of the time this is what I do. I don't like to fall off. You can sit at the end of this one. But the advantage is if I don't get this, I can stay mount, or there's certain things I can do to counter his escapes as well as other attacks. I come in, I frame, I get my body, I use my body to push, slide my knee. So again, I really want to emphasize, not here. It has to be high. Turn this way. A little bit more. My knee is down. I collect the arm, I pull. I get it as high as possible. I come in, I curl. I go up and on my toes. I'm very tall. If this arm is here, I can attack Americana. If it's low, I'll attack the arm bar with that arm in. So not doing this, not crouched. I'm very tall the whole time, sitting completely on his chest. I collect, but look, I'm always pulling the joint in two directions. So I want to extend the arm this way, but I want to pull the joint out. So meat of the thumb, up. Very tall the whole time. I catch myself on my hand. I'm not trying to step like this. Both my knees face the same way. Foot curls his head as I go. Okay. And that is our S mount, arm lock, well, arm lock from S mount.
Wow, that's heavy.
But what you'll see,
Kind of spinning.
yeah, here's what you'll see most of the time, right? This is what I mean about Kamek, where they do a mixed version. Right? They just step this leg up, they slide up a little bit, and then they throw the leg over. Right? So it's both predictable and it's loose.
Yeah.
Right? If I go like this and I step up, can you pull this arm in?
Yeah.
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 Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and they're using their arm to hold it.
Yeah, on your version, there's no point I feel I can either move because there's a lot of weight or pull the arm in. That's
Right.
just, you don't have that.
Yeah. The thing with both the arm lock versions is I have to be controlling and extending the elbow into the center of the body because that's one, it straightens the arm. So I don't have to fight the arm later. But your defense is always this. But if you try to grab my arm with your arms and pull, it's not going to be strong enough. It's also going to tell me what you're going to do. And you need your arm most of the time for base, right? To be able to move your hips, to move, step your legs up. But if you drive, mount, let's just do a normal arm bar, right? Hands on my chest, right? You step this leg up and you spin kind of around my shoulder, right?
Yeah.
But if you drive your hip into the center of my body, yes. And now you see how you're sitting on my hip?
Yeah.
Now this means I'm on my chest. I mean, now when you slide down to the shoulder, you're very tight.
Yeah.
Versus if you spun around my shoulder, you're going to tend to fall over here,
Yeah.
right? And I'm already going to be doing this or locking my hands, right? If you spin into the center of my arm with either of these, do it again. Watch what happens to my arm. You see how my arm just straightened out?
Yeah.
I have a hard time locking the here. Good. So that's the same principle.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
Amazing,
it's the mistakes I see. So many people have trouble, and that's why they'll say, "Oh, this move doesn't work or that move doesn't work." Right? Well, yes, the move you learned doesn't work, but that's not the move.